Good morning, welcome to this morning's outlook. Let's starting off just looking at the data that's already come out. We've got the Australian data. We saw inflation coming out higher than expected. This is consequently seen the Aussie pushing up against all of the majors actually. It's given a bit of a kick. It's increased the potential of increases in rates. They're talking about, so it's given a little bit of a boost to the Aussie. I wouldn't get over bullish on it, but it's certainly helped things. Apart from the house numbers, there's nothing else there for today. So let's look at the technicals, and starting off with the euro. With the euro, it dropped in the end. It was looking relatively bullish at one stage yesterday. I was looking at it at on this lovely 4-hourly bar here. Okay, it was a live bar. Probably should have waited for the close and the break, but there you go. When you go back and you analyze your numbers, unfortunately I got stopped out on the trade I took a little bit aggressively, but this break of the highs there to give us a higher low just didn't happen either. So and it rolled over, and it's looking quite bearish at the moment. Now this is one of those that it looks like it's going to run down towards its S1 quite early, but it's got nothing in the tank for me. It's already moved a reasonable amount there. It might stall and start turning around, but it's becoming a bit of a mess. So not a great deal to be done there. Okay, let's look at the pound. And the pound's holding up better than expected in a sense. It's yesterday doji bar, today, well, it's up a little at the moment. It's just holding there. Bearing in mind elections are coming up and everything else that's kicking through here. I guess on the 4-hourly it's still technically in a downward trend overall, but the structure looks like it could easily change on the with a kicker, any sort of kicker that pushes it up. Notice the 4-hourly 200 still pointing upwards, still showing the sort of the bigger trend that was sort of sitting here. And well, as I said, it's got potential, but it's in this sort of diamond shape at the moment. I don't like them. They are very unreliable, these sort of patterns. It's a bit like the wedge at the end here. You can get spikes either way. They're very difficult to follow. Euro, US dollar, yen. I have said, and I did a video, watch out for this. This is going to, it's still got the potential to continue pushing up. It's in the big money, not even flinching at the threats of intervention, and we're seeing a continuation. Yesterday it just recovered a little bit, and it's continuing to be towards the sort of 27-year highs. It's not far off it. Higher lows coming through here, pushing up there solidly. Quite a mess. Do I want to be trading the long side? No. Do I want to be trying to sell it? Not yet. As I said, you've got to wait for the lower highs to come in and wait for the pattern to show us something. But for now, it's worth noting. Probably not so good trading. You may get some scalps and some short intraday moves potentially to the upside, and the occasional ones to the downside, but risk is too great for me. Aussie dollar, well, things have I mean, on the dailies it still looks quite ugly effectively. I was reading somewhere that the sort of price is being overpriced by the majors, but or the institutions, but don't look that overpriced to me. It's just flattish. It did get a pick up there, inflation coming in higher than expected. Looking at the minutes from last, or let's say the comments from the last meeting, and they're still toying with the idea of potentially increasing rates at some stage. I don't know if this is just a bit of jawboning just to get the natural rates up. But anyway, for now, technically, it's moved up. Unfortunately, most of the price action that we're likely to see there's probably happened, and well, we could see a bit of a correction through this morning, but it's the way it is. Now the Canadian dollar still, well, it's hanging in there. Yesterday we saw the spiky action. Let's just come down there, came very close to its pivotal area, which has been on my chart for, it seems, years now. It likes this area. It comes back to it. It's still really lower highs, lower lows in the downward trend, so that's where it is. A break of today's pivot to the downside could see us edging further to the downside. I think it might be better played against the euro, which we can have a quick look at in a minute. New Zealand dollar really struggling a little bit more. Not really going anywhere too much here at the moment. It's choppy as anything on the 4 hours this week so far, really not going anywhere, not of interest. US dollar Swissy, this is going now, and well, it might be time. I was hoping for it to come back. Okay. Decided to switch itself. Maybe I'm going a little bit too fast for it this morning. I was hoping for it to come back to its weekly pivot and trigger and get me in. I'll look at a trade into this on the longer side. To me, it's given us this lower highs, lower lows, but it's starting to picture, and things have changed fundamentally on the market, so it gives us a potential for further upside now. Further weakening of the Swissy, that is. Might be slow. I will look at opportunities later in terms of how to get into a trade, and it might be just be buying it. So it might be a bit of a simple one, not so technical, but we'll stop probably below these lows down here, so as to give it a bit of space. Euro yen, this is another one that's generally been pushing up. It's slowing down on the short time frames here. Again, there's risk in it. I'll trade it on an hourly basis. I've got an auto trader that runs on it. It's just not setting up any trades on it this week anyway. In the moment, it's getting close to, but it's just chopping along at the moment, so nothing there happening. It's still biased towards the upside. I know there's again, it's one of those pairs that euro's looking quite weak, but I can assure you the yen's weaker at the moment. Euro pound. Now this was looking on a couple of days ago, on Monday, that we might have seen that gap filled. Well, it's retreated, and surprising, I think, a few analysts out there. Now it's had its bite at going through. It's got halfway through the gap and rolled over. At the moment, it's well, certainly on the hourly time frame here, it's got lower highs in there, and it looks like there's potential further downside. Euro, as I said, looking soft this morning. Okay, so I'm not interested in Euro Aussie, although Euro Aussie has shot off here. Euro CAD, I was talking about earlier, and I think it's in a decent trend. There may be opportunities to take a bite of this at some point today. We did see the spike running through into the S1 there, but it's still got the potential to continue to the roll over. We'll see what happens post 8 o'clock on this morning, but it may be more of a swing trade. Still got plenty of week to go to hopefully get a bit of profit on. Right, I'm leaving it there on the Forex side. Let's just quickly look at the commodities, gold, oil, and then the indices for those that are trading. For those, gold, well, it's not really doing too much, is it? It's, if anything, it's broken, giving us a lower high, looking softer where it is at the moment. Little rally up at the moment, but overall the picture's on the softer side there. Not really interested in trading it at this stage. It's in a bit of a zone. Oil, funny old one. It did look half decent at one stage and then rolled over yesterday. So it's you look at it on the shorter time frames here. It's sort of picked up again. Ran through its pivot earlier on. Didn't look particularly great there. Afternoon, yet we saw a little bit of a rally only back up to the highs there. It might be topping. It got close to topping here. There's no real reason for it to be pushing up massively, but it is up again today. I mean, it's just looking what's happening here, but become quite a mess. S&Ps, again we're seeing these. Yesterday we saw a little fire up there yesterday, picked up a little bit, starting to push up slowly again today. Again, ugly looking mess it's got itself into now, where we were seeing these sort of decent little trends pushing up there. Okay, this was a bit high frequency at times on the lower time frame, but we were seeing trends. Now we're getting into this chop at sort of this indecision really. Maybe this is going to become something more. The Nasdaq, we were led down by the tech stocks here on Monday, but well, Tuesday up, Wednesday up at the moment and pushing through. So it's just a case of still looking for the long side opportunities on these markets. I've ended up on the Nasdaq again there. Let's go on to the Dow, and the Dow of course being contrarian, it seems. Coming off yesterday, almost back to the weekly pivot. It was looking half decent earlier in the morning. Yesterday it looked like it had some scope for some further upside, but anyway, looking iffy again. There's better markets you're better off on either the Nasdaq or the S&Ps, in my opinion, at the moment. The DAX, looking from the bigger picture here, still sort of got this drift to the downside, although this morning catching a bit of bid here, and looking a little bit better. Higher lows certainly come through on this spike that we saw last week. May have been the sort of the bottom, the flush. For now though, well, yesterday later morning, it's right the way through, it's pushing up here, following the US markets really. A bit cleaner if anything. Already a decent move happened this morning though. It might not give it a lot of range left today. Finally the FTSE, quite messy at this stage, a bit more like the Dow in the way it's operating. Very similar. Nothing here that I can see that's looking too attractive. Again, it's already moved a good part of the range up there this morning, so we've seen some quite sharp moves pre-market open, if you like. So there we are. That's pretty much it for me today. I will, as I have got a moment, just have a look on the old crypto world and have a look at what Bitcoin's up to. Ooh, it still looks a bit leaky at the moment. Low highs, low lows running through this 4 hourly, certainly on the weekly sort of these last week coming off this week. I mean, over the last few weeks it's been coming off. This is a bit sort of shaping up as if it's going to roll over some more. So looking rather soft there. Right, I'm going to leave it there and wish you a great day's trading, and I'll catch you in the room in a short while. Bye for now.